What's up, guys? It's me, Germ. First video here. Not my first stream, but we are streaming right now. Come check us out live at twitch.tv/CheezyBurriito. The links will be down below, alright? I wanted to bring you guys here today because I am quite late to the party. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about Absolute Batman, alright? I'm on issue 8. Mr. Freeze has just been introduced. All right. In the background, we got some Destiny 2 going. I have yet to play the first mission to the new expansion. If you're a gamer, come stop by the channel and everything, and tell me how you like the game and stuff and whatnot. Maybe we'll catch a few games together. But without further ado, we're here to talk about Absolute Batman, Volume 1, issues number 1 through 6. All right. And my thoughts on it. Now, a lot of you don't really know me. I haven't really posted here before. The few videos that I have didn't really gain much traction. They were really old. But I'm a really big comic fan. All right. And this initiative with Absolute and the Ultimate Universe over in Marvel, I'm loving it, dude. They're freaking killing it. Every single issue, to me, has been amazing. Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing? Yeah, dude, stuff at work's been pretty good. I appreciate it. How are you been? But yeah. Let's start off with the villain they chose to lead. All right, Black Mask, out of left field, bro. Like, what? I was not expecting Black Mask to be the first launch villain for this Batman's universe, all right? I think it was a unique pick. I think it was a smart pick. I'm not too much of a fan on his design. I don't like this whole disco ball of wannabe Mysterio from Spider-Man look, but I do like him as a character and his party animals. I think that that's a pretty neat take on it. But I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I think that where we should really start is with the origin. Okay, so an issue, I believe it's number 1. I could be wrong on that. You kind of get the whole origin throughout all 6 issues. But you go over the fact that Bruce Wayne's father is the only one that's killed in a tragedy. His mother's still alive, and she works for, at the time, Mayor Gordon. And his father was a school teacher who, on a trip to the zoo, ended up passing in a public shooting. I think that that's a modern and interesting take on it, on a tragic, a modern day tragic event. Just as though back in, like, I don't remember the exact date that Batman was created. I want to say it was like the 40s or something, maybe the 30s. But yeah, like back then, dude, they didn't have like public shootings. Like the worst thing you'd have is going down some alleyway on your way home and getting gunned down by someone mugging you. And I think that it modernizes it, and it really modernizes it with a genuine, real problem, especially in America, and a fear that a lot of us in America have. Is this leaving the house going to be the last time I get to leave the house? And I especially considering Bruce is a student within the class, I think that takes it to a whole nother level. But it also gives a unique perspective on a broken family take that's even stronger than the one that is in traditional Batman. I think it gives a potential unique take and a stronger take for a relationship between a son and a mother that I think whenever they explore it is going to go crazy. All right. Now, next, I want to say their choice to make Bruce Wayne not a billionaire, but a simple blue-collar worker who's above average, of course, tied into the dark, gritty grounds of the city, learning every single, in and out of the city and how it all works, and being a criminal. Is he not a criminal? Why is he acting like this? I think that that is also an incredibly unique take, um, especially when you come to find out that his rogues gallery aren't just his rogues gallery, but a large portion of them are his childhood friends and you know, people that he grew up with. And it very much throws emphasis on that to be an even more tragic downfall for the character. Because it doesn't just hurt that he has to put down these crooked people, that some of them, they end up having really good points of view, really understanding points of view. There's always some good in every evil person. And a lot of people, like, maybe you and me, would you know, connect with some of these villains. A lot of comic book readers like to expect themselves to be a villain if ever gotten superpowers. For God's sakes, look at Rob over at Comics Explained. He's always talking about how if he ever got superpowers, he would 100% be a supervillain. But I think that it's gonna hurt even harder when Harvey becomes Two Face, or Edward becomes the Riddler, or fucking God, why am I drawing blanks for all of their names? Whenever the Penguin comes and Killer Croc comes, I think it's gonna hit that much harder for them to have to separate. Now, I'm recording this on July 16th. So today, if you didn't know, issue number 10 launched. I'm getting there. I'm on issue 8 right now. So I just finished, the one right after this first volume. But we also got our first look at Catwoman, who is also in this little friend group of, Bruce Wayne and all of his little, rogues gallery pals, if you will. But she's definitely a little bit more standoffish. I do like that they keep it where she's an orphan, and they kind of keep true to her character. A lot of them in a unique way are true to their character, but you can definitely tell that they, are all preparing Bruce in a different way to become the world's best detective, just as much as it is to like hurt him whenever they fall, to his villains and become their enemies. But another thing that I thought that was incredibly brilliant, was the fact that they made Alfred not just some, nimble, frail, old man. I said nimble. He's always been like lanky and stuff. I'm sorry. He's not very agile. That was the wrong terminology to use there. But not this frail old man who, yes, has a history of being, in some iterations, a boxer, in some iterations in the army. But in this, like this, badass, gritty, like special forces kind of guy. And he goes head to head with Bruce. They're both watching each other, stalking each other, preparing to bring the beat down on each other. And I think that that's just a brilliant take on Alfred. And hypothetically, if James Gunn ever adopts anything from this absolute universe and inserts it in the DCEU, we did just get the Superman movie. Phenomenal movie, by the way. I loved it. I'm really excited for what they're going to do with the whole rest of the film universe. But if he ever takes any inspiration from the absolute universe, especially for Batman, I really, really, really would like to see what they do with Alfred. I think that it could give a good chance to cast Alfred as a younger guy, someone closer in age, but obviously a little older, a little grittier, like a father figure that hasn't hit his 70s. Like, don't get me wrong, the Alfred in the Dark Knight series for Christian Bale's Batman, phenomenal. But the Alfred for Ben Affleck's Batman, I thought was a lot better of a choice because he's a younger guy, and it gives the story more opportunity for him to get involved. You look at the deceased event and everything from, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago now, 2 or 3 years ago now. It could be a little bit longer or sooner. My bad. My memory escapes me on that kind of detail. But you look at the Alfred from that universe, and it was all up to Damian Wayne to save them, because Alfred had to kill Bruce Wayne and the Robins, the whole Bat family, if I'm not mistaken, and it tore him apart. And yeah, that's great character development. Yes, it was very sad. It was very needed in the universe, especially in like the different storylines that they've already told. But if he were younger and he were more available to do something and be more willing, he'd fucking lay the smackdown on some of them. Like, at least I'd like to believe, especially this iteration of him in this universe. I'd like to see the different tales that they tell with his daughter and everything. I have a feeling that she's going to be, some sort of villain. I know a lot of you guys that are probably going to watch this or, see this are going to grill my ass for not really knowing everybody's name and knowing the Easter eggs for everybody. I'm excited, okay? I just finished the 7th book. It excited me. I've been trying to get my hands on them for a while, but I wanted them to pile up. I wanted to be able to lay them down and just read them. Boom, 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 boom. Not just have to wait, on like a cliffhanger or anything. But I think the build up to Black Mask being behind, like essentially like rigging the election and showing everybody that he interacts with that they don't, they're all just pieces to a puzzle for him, speaks volumes to where this universe and what kind of feel this universe is going to have. It has a very body horror tone to it. You know what I mean? And I think that the final showdown between Batman and Black Mask is not only like, amazing 10 out of 10, but I think that, the hurt and the pain that you get within all of the other characters who are going to find out that Bruce Wayne is Batman is the more exciting part and the more interesting part, because you get to really understand that some of these characters are going to find out that Bruce is Batman, and it's going to hurt them and push them to become this universe's version of their villains. Now, the thing that had me on the edge of my fucking seat, dude. Wow. When they had Martha Wayne, I think that's her name. I'm pretty sure that's her name. Bruce's mom, in their sights, and they got the $1 million bounty on her, and they got the $1 million bounty on Gordon, and you're just like, dude, he's fucking taken down his first real member of his rogues gallery. He is laying the smackdown. He's about to, cut all this shit off. He's about to bring it all down. They thought that he wasn't going to be able to, but he is. And his mom is going to get got. Right? And they fucking build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. And I'm sorry if this spoils you, but, it's been out for, I don't know, like 5-6 months now. And then they don't. And it's like, thank you, thank God. Oh my God, thank God, thank God. Because whenever that happens, bro, if he's not around to see it, I want him to see it. I want him to get hurt. I want him to take this Batman shit to the next level. Bro, his suit, 10 out of 10. Fucking the way he fucking, I don't even know. I'm just loving it, okay? Everything about the fucking absolute universe, I'm just loving. His little bat finger things on the ends of on his fucking cape and shit, and his cowl knives, and how he fucking stabs him into Black Mask's eyes and shit. Bizarre, fucking dope. 10 out of 10, bro. Oh my God. And then let's not even get started on the fucking Batmobile. Like, what? I do hope that they make it a little less beefy, but overall, it's pretty fucking solid. Pretty badass looking. Looks like a little excavator vehicle. But, with that all being said, I do appreciate y'all hearing me out. It is my first time here. This is Germ. That's me. Not to speak in third person and stuff, but I hope to be bringing y'all some more videos like this. Shit, maybe even some gameplay, some thoughts on the gaming industry, really anything pop culture that catches my eye. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be about it. I'm gonna have to say that it's me. Come back, like and subscribe, please, and come see me again. Hear me out, because all I do is yap. And those are my thoughts on Absolute Batman, Volume 1. All right? Y'all go check it out. Let me know what you think. And I have to say, pretty sure you're going to love it. But y'all let me know, all right? Peace.